All right, so this is gonna be the first episode of probably many episodes. Um, where I'm trying out this new game called Dice Kingdoms, and turns out it's a really fun game between, they describe it between Civilization, um, Catan, Settlers of Catan, and Risk. I gotta say it's a pretty darn good explanation. I don't know if anybody's played Stronghold in the past, but this game gives me real big Stronghold vibes, and I really dig that. I like it. I like the little poly look, the graphics. It's all there. I love it. The competitiveness playing with your boys. It's all there, and it's in early access with the developers actively in the Discord community. It's very promising and very refreshing. I'm thinking 2024 is looking like a good year for dads like me trying to get some fun games in where the best part about this game is you're not rushed. At least in single player mode, like I'm playing here. Here I'm just like collecting coins. I'll try to explain the whole game. You guys will see how it goes. Um, I'm recording this after I've played this game already. Um, Anywho, I think I'm getting a little sidetracked. Let me get back in this game. So the goal is to take out the other team, or build a wonder. There's two ways to win. Either eliminate everybody off the map, or you build a wonder, and you have to survive for 2 rounds. Now, to get to the wonder, there's a research tree that you have to research. Um, and this is the very beginning. So right now, what I'm doing is I'm laying out. You saw that I got starter buildings. You get the town hall, you get a farm, three, I believe they're called cottages, and a dock. So now the cottages, those produce dice to roll, and those dice, well, actually any building. The church that I just placed is gonna roll a church-specific dice, and you can highlight over the different kind of buildings, and it'll tell you what kind of dice you're gonna roll when you get to the harvest stage of your turn. So once you get all your buildings placed down, and let's see, I'm gonna go. Looks like I'm gonna place down another, or my first. Um, Ooh, what do they call these? I already forget what they're called. I think they're called houses, actually. Could be wrong, but they're the L-shaped cottages. And those will produce hammers, stone, and gold. And you'll see you're gonna need all those like materials to build things. So when you're done with your turn, you click the little button in the bottom right corner, and then you go into the attack stage. So right now I have one soldier, and what you can do is um, send them across, or to go attack another island. And as they kill villagers or whatever, they're gonna collect some stuff. Unfortunately, he immediately dies here. But if you murder the if you kill the farmers, you get wheat, right? And you need a minimum amount of wheat to survive. So on the bottom left corner, it tells you I have eight villagers I need to feed it, so I need to collect at least 8 wheat in this roll. On the right, you'll notice that thermometer looking nonsense. That is the disaster meter, and as you roll dice, you collect skulls. Now, it will show you here, I landed on the disease, because I collected 2 skulls, so that's going to affect my village. But say I only collected 1 and I landed on the bandit icon, that bandit steals. Um, so you can see the blue general actually got the bandit and stole a piece of wood from me. So there's a little chat box above the resource in the bottom left corner. Anyways, as you attack and kill units, you can gain these disasters. You'll see throughout the game as cleanup or damage control will cost. See, there's 3 skulls right off the bat. Uh, that's just how the game goes sometimes. Sometimes you get a bunch of skulls and you can see the meteors. Well, hopefully we don't ever get a meteor. Um, but it will happen. And it sucks. Same with tsunamis. Tsunamis suck. So it sucks to take a tsunami, but to deal them out, It's one of the best feelings in the game, I'm gonna be honest. Um, so I think if I don't, yeah, if I remember correctly, I struggled with keeping all my peasants fed. I keep saying peasants, the villagers, keeping all the villagers fed. Um, Fortunately, on this island, it looks like there's a ton of fish around here. And with the way the research tree is laid out for the Middle Eastern civilization, it's actually quite a bit harder to unlock windmills. And you'll see how I'm placing the farms here. I end up not really going farm heavy, but going fishing boat heavy this round. Um, because I actually had a great fishing spawn. Normally that doesn't happen, and I like going the farm route. It's really easy to build up a solid little farm that's gonna produce massive amount of food to feed an economy. So really, right now I'm going for an economy win. I feel like that's the quickest way, and since this is my first game of the day, I'll get coins if I win. I usually try to go for the quickest. I set the difficulty to general here because I don't think I've played the general level with against the Middle Eastern as well, and turns out it's pretty fun. And by the way, I think this is the biggest fishing spot I've ever seen to get 4 wheat uh, in one spot. Now you can build lighthouses, and it's gonna double your wheat output from each fishing boat. Straight up, I don't think I've ever seen a 4 wheat off the bat like that. Oh, I guess there's another four. I missed that. Unless I just miscounted. I don't know. Um, so that little dialogue box that popped up, that was warning me that I'm placing buildings that are touching. So if buildings touch in this game, they become susceptible to disease and plague. So disease is the little green looking bacteria on the disaster meter, and the plague is the red bacteria looking thing. Um, those disasters affect any buildings that are touching each other that do not have a hospital touching that building. Or I should say the group of buildings. I found that one out the hard way. You only need one hospital for each type of group of building. You can have more if you want, but you at least need one. Or technically, you could get away with a zero. I highly recommend just popping one down for your houses and one for your cottages. And it just, if you accidentally hit a plague or a bacteria or whatever, it's not the end of the world. You'll just take a little hit. So here, just rolling again. Nothing too crazy. I'm not getting attacked or anything. I noticed that this time around the general um, took a slower attempt and didn't really attack me all that much. Normally, it's hard to keep them off, and I've lost, well, at least 5 matches I've been playing with my friends. It's been a pain in the butt trying to stay alive sometimes. Granted, I think my friend and I figured some things out. You know, it's a brand new game. Haven't seen anybody post any videos about it. Thought it'd be fun to make something, and maybe we can, come up with strategies. Um, so that's where I'm at. Anyway, back to the game. Here's the research tree I was talking about. So I just bought the storage unit, which allows, excuse me, allows us to store more food and resources and stone. Um, it takes effect once you hit or once you click ready. Same thing with like the university that I placed down. I don't know if I mentioned this. So the black U-shaped building, that's the university. That's what allows you to actually research things. That you have to place it down a turn, wait through the combat phase, wait through the harvest phase, and then on the next build phase, you're able to research. So here I'm running into the risk of my one of my buildings to catch fire. So I'm trying to snipe skull. And if I can snipe a skull and at least hit my wheat, or my 18 wheat, which is in this case, it looks like I got 20, I think. Um, then usually I'll just take it. See how I'm hitting him with lightning? To clean up that lightning, it costs a skull per lightning square. So I think it's what, 3 or 4 lightning marks long? That's like 3 or 4 skulls you gotta take to clean it up. Now, since this isn't my first time going for a wonder victory, um, I know that I don't want to build anything way too close to the headquarters because that's gonna significantly make it harder to defend the wonder at the end of the game or after you place it because everybody gets warned on the map and they get 2 attacks. So if you're going for a wonder win, I wouldn't do it if there's still a bunch of civilizations in play. I would actually hold off and build a bigger army to try to be able to either destroy the barracks at the other places, at the other islands, or you can hold them back. And if your troops are sitting in your barracks when anybody attacks, your troops come out of the barracks. Um, I want to experiment around with that a little bit. I've been trying to find some fun ways to, I don't want to use the word cheese, but to take advantage of units. So I didn't really play with any sorcerer towers this round per se. But there are sorcerer towers, and those have mages that throw fireballs. Um, and those mages, when they are killed, or I should say this, if you kill a mage, you take 2 skulls. If you destroy the building, you take an additional 3 skulls. So you're already sitting at 5 skulls. And the sorcerer towers provide defense because a wizard comes out with a fireball to defend your castle if anybody attacks. Now the downside is the dice the sorcerer towers roll. You can just roll a 5 skull dice. Like you have a chance of rolling 5 skulls every time you have one. Um, the runs that I have gone with sorcerer towers, I never recommend going more than 2. Um, if you ever have more than 2 sorcerer towers, you are going to get hit with meteors, and you're not going to have a good time. So as you can see here, I'm trying to really build up. So these blue dice, I'm collecting a ton of gold, ton of stone, and a ton of hammers off of the houses. And because I have that hospital in the middle, all those houses, I believe there's actually a certain radius from the hospital. I don't actually know what it is off the top of my head. Doesn't really, hasn't affected me too much where I care. But if I did, I could pop down another hospital. Anyways, let's see. Okay, I got lightning here. Oh, nope. See, I got the revolt. So this one, you lose half your army. Oh, there's a sorcerer tower. So, because I need a strong economy, I'm going to burn that sorcerer tower and not even risk the 5 skulls on accident. Because if that happens, then I could really be in some trouble. And getting close to hitting meteor or the thieves where I lose half of everything. That's not fun. So this one's kind of gonna be one of the more slower episodes, I feel like, as I'm kind of explaining how the game works. Although it's gonna be pretty easy to pick up. Here I'm trying to figure it out because I want to place a cathedral down that I'm not gonna accidentally screw myself over and put it too close to my headquarters or my town hall. Uh, that way I can't build the wonder there in the future. Oh, look at that. They got two boats now. So yeah, they're killing all my little engineers over there, getting all the free stone. So you don't actually lose that material. Um, the attacker just gains it. Uh, and yeah, so they broke my storage unit there, and that's actually really bad. Um, if I don't repair that right away and I forget about it, there's a good chance that I get really screwed because then I couldn't even store enough wheat to feed my town. So I'm gonna make sure that it doesn't happen. So he's already got a couple boats up. So each boat can haul eight soldiers. Um, so I got my storage unit replaced. I'm gonna burn the sorcerer tower too. I don't even want to mess with the 5 star or 5 skull chance. Um, and here I'm laying down the base for my walls. That's gonna also contain the the wonder to win, as well as be able to hold some defensive towers and a market eventually, because it's always good to have a market if you're going for an economy win. The sooner you can put down an econ at the market, you have the research to spare, the better. Um, Putting down the third storage now because you only need 3 storage units to build the wonder, and when I put it down now, I can't forget about it later. So I'm just missing a little bit of wood here for the cathedral, and you can see when a cathedral's touching churches, it generates extra research uh, just off the cathedral. And then each church has a random chance of rolling more research. This way I can research better buildings, more technologies, better units. Um, AI, also general AI specifically. I haven't really messed with anything past the general. They don't like when you put down cathedrals, and also they're very expensive. And also you get a lot of things, so you get a lot of resources if you break a cathedral. So keep that in mind. I ran the risk here. I knew his army wasn't going to be really big enough to cause any damage, especially when I have enough churches and cathedrals there where the priest will come out and convert his soldiers to turn on his other soldiers. It's pretty confident I could defend just about any attack he can realistically throw at me. Here you may have a tornado on one of my cottages. That's an easy fix. No worries. This is when I realized that I needed to start stepping up my military game a little bit, just so I can have some defense, and even some offense. I can go collect. When I'm short on research or short on wheat, if I know it's going to be tough, I can always throw a few soldiers out there, try to collect me some few resources. Also, throwing down another tower never hurts. So just building a little bit here, just rolling. Nothing too crazy. I'm starting to get a little high on the list. I'm trying to make sure I get enough wheat, enough. I'm also trying to set up enough logs here too. So I'm trying to get enough logs, trying to get enough research. I was really trying to get another skull so I didn't get hit with this disease. But sometimes it's just unavoidable. So yeah, it looks like the hospitals only do have a certain range. Um, but nothing too bad. I'm just getting a little bit more stone here. Um, I know this next roll I'm not gonna get a ton of material because a lot of my buildings have been hit by the disease. I'm not gonna get a lot of military this roll. Um, so usually when I have rolls like this, I don't ever really go too crazy on the build phase. Um, I usually just try to hunker down and build more defense in times like this because when you're playing against real players online, this is the time you usually want to attack other cities. So I'm just setting up another boat. So I have 13 troops now. So now I can actually go do some damage. I think I actually hold off here and wait till I get the archery range so I can start bringing some archers. Also, I do apologize if I'm yawning in the middle of my own videos. Um, I just happen to be up. It's 2 a.m. right now. To be honest, boys, I was sitting in the dentist office for 8 hours, not chilling, and not having a good time. And all I could think about was I wanted to go home and play this game, to be 100% honest. It is actually one of the most fun games I have ever played. You know, it's up there with Catan being a very, very good game. I think there's still a little balance to be made, but I don't think I'm seasoned enough yet to make suggestions. Um, Especially when I want to try to earn the Roman Empire legitimately, not through buying it. So I think it'll be fun. So I'm gonna set up the archery range over here on this back side. That way, if I do get attacked, there's archers right there that are gonna hop out. If they come from the other side of the island, towards the bottom face, there's so much buildings that uh, right where I placed the tower. So there's a lot of buildings there where troops are gonna get distracted if they attack. So by building up on the upper side of the island over here, um, one, I get better range up top, and two, I don't remember the second reason. It's just better. Trust me. So I actually have 19 troops here. I think this is one part where I messed up just a little bit. It could have gone for the other storage unit that's closer. It would have taken a little bit longer for the units to get out, but it is what it is. You can see I break through the wall here. The storage unit is at 6 health, and my guys get distracted at the last second, and I don't get the kill. So I'm gonna hope that I don't repair that wall. and that way I can go back next attack and, or if they do repair the wall, I can at least just have my archers shoot over and just kind of hopefully take it out. Maybe they don't repair the storage unit. We'll see. But looks like I got out of that dice roll pretty a-okay. Looks like I got a little damage control to do up there. So I actually could unlock the wonder right now. However, I don't think that's the smartest choice yet because I couldn't even afford it um, if I did buy it. So just checking it out, seeing what's going on over there. One thing you always gotta be on top of in this game is keeping tabs of everybody else because you look away for a turn or two and they're either miles ahead or um, miles behind really. But more often than not, you get surprised when people are like way ahead out of nowhere because it's really easy to sit back in the beginning to remain a small target to fly under the radar. I like to do that and let the AIs kind of take care of business for a little bit while I'm building up the economy, and then I can just blow up out of nowhere. Especially when you have a lot of gold and you can buy an army, it gets crazy. It becomes too much for towers to handle. So I specifically went after the storage unit again here, knowing that I get rewarded stone and wood and all the goodies. Um, what I'm really lacking is wood right now. I need to get up to 60 wood. And actually, being at 51 right now, I'm in wonder territory. Yep. I just need to get a couple more trees. And I can just buy those. So now I can plunk that down. And that just becomes defending that at all costs with everything that I got. Um, I realized that I probably shouldn't have started with those trees, but it's whatever now. Normally I would have deleted those rocks to put another guard tower down closely to compact it. It seems like I already have the wonder down, and I just need as much defense as I can. I wanted to save as many hammers to build as many walls as I could. Walls also are really good at distracting enemy units. They'll just get caught on them and want to keep going. So I only have 4 units here. So this could get a little sketchy. I don't even have any upgraded towers yet. Um, and actually, it looks like he upgraded his units to the knights. I think they're called knights. Um, at least that's what I call them. And so those guys can tank a lot more damage and deal. I think they deal a little bit more damage than the swordsman. The reality is that they have a better deflection rate. I think is what they call it, or I'd have to pull up the rule book on the game and see what they call it. Anyways, they're basically tanks. And then archers upgrade to mages, and the mages do 8 times the damage of those guys, but have like a fifth of the health. So here, again, I don't like to use the term cheesing, but I like to secure my wins. Meaning, ain't nobody gonna get in. And especially knowing that they just sent out a full-blown attack, that means they're not gonna be able to attack with much. So really, I put down as many towers as I can. Um, I meant to buy more armies, but it ended up not even mattering. Mattering? Is that? I don't think that's a word. It ended up making no difference. And there's the win. It yeah, that was a good game. I wanted to say thanks for stopping by and have a good rest of your day.